everyone, I'm Meg. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm a classically trained pastry chef, a wife, and a mom of two. I've worked in famous bakeries, Italian truffle sales, and in the wine world. Like you, I'm super busy with my job, my husband, and my girls, so I like to make cooking as fun and easy as possible. Here, I'm going to teach you how to bake and cook without a fancy degree. We'll pair wine with meals, good coffee with cakes, and everything in between. So grab a cup of coffee, pour a glass of wine, or sip on your favorite beverage, and I'll meet you in the kitchen. Hey everybody, the holidays are here, and I'm going to be making today one of my favorite desserts that I'm bringing to Christmas with me this year, a spiced carrot cake. And on top of that, I'm going to make it look super cute with some really great holiday decor that's really easy and simple and fun to make. And then later on, we're going to pair it with a hot toddy, which what better than a hot toddy and a piece of carrot cake on Christmas. So let's get started. So what's so great about carrot cake is that it's one of the easier cakes to make. They call it a dump cake, and you'll see why. You're literally just dumping all the ingredients into the mixer, or you put it in a bowl and use a hand mixer, and that's it. We're gonna start with 2 cups of white sugar. Put it right into your mixer. 1 1/4 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil. I use canola oil. And then 4 eggs. And I put in a tablespoon of vanilla right into my eggs so I can make it an easy dump in there. And you just mix that until it's all incorporated before we add the next ingredients. Medium, low is perfect. Once that's mixed, you're gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And then I add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. If you don't like nutmeg, you can just use the cinnamon, but I just love the warmth that the nutmeg brings. And then here I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then you just mix that until it comes together. Same thing, like medium, low. Medium low to start so flour doesn't get all over you. So once that's been mixed for about 2 minutes, you can go ahead and scrape down the sides. So what makes this cake a dump cake and so easy is that you don't have to cream the butter and sugar together like you would in a basic vanilla cake. So it's just a little bit more straightforward. That's all mixed together, and then you're going to mix in your carrots. So I bought just regular bag of carrots. I took off the skin, gave them a quick wash, and then I chopped them into chunks and put them in my food processor. I think you can get shredded carrots at the grocery store. I just like the consistency more when they're more pulverized like this because they mix into the cake and you get more of a mixed in carrot. So it creates this really moist, soft cake. Whereas if you're using the shredded carrots, I feel like you'll notice the carrots more. So this is the way I like to do it. I like the texture, I like everything about it. So we're just gonna go and stick that right in there. So that was 3 cups of shredded carrots, so about 6 or 7 carrots, which should be just 1 bag of carrots from the grocery store. So now it's really just about mixing in the carrots. So I let that mix for just about another minute and it looks great. And the last ingredient to add is 1 cup of chopped pecans. You could use walnuts if you prefer. These just get mixed in by hand. So I'm gonna dump them in and then I'll take off the whisk attachment. And then I go ahead with my spatula and I'll scrape down my sides while I'm doing this. The nice thing about these cakes is you really don't have to scrape down the sides too much because the oil makes it kind of all more liquidy and everything just mixes so easily. So I'm just gonna hand mix in my pecans so I don't over mix the batter. And that is it. That's how easy this cake is. So now we're going to put this in our prepared pans and I'll show you what I did to prepare them before I made the batter. So I like 9-inch rounds and I'm gonna do 2 of them because I'm a big fan of doing layer cakes. So when I'm doing my 9-inch pans, when I prepare them, I paint them with butter, melted butter, and then I just put flour inside and I kind of shake it around. And then I put the flour in the next one, shake it around to get them coated. And then I put parchment as well. So now we just pour the cake batter right into the pans. You can do it by eye, just about even is totally fine. It's okay if they're not exact. I'm definitely not a perfectionist with this. I just see that it lines up good enough and we're good to go. So let's go. As I'm pouring this batter, I smell the little bit of ginger and the cinnamon and it just smells so good. It smells like the holidays, honestly. Ginger and holidays just go together. Okay, and these are ready to go in the oven. So the oven is on 350 and we're gonna put these in for about 40 minutes. We'll check them. They go between 40 and 50 minutes. Our cake is in the oven. It's time to make the cream cheese frosting. So I've had my cream cheese and my butter sitting out on the counter for a couple of hours. Sorry if you can hear noise in the background. My kids are playing upstairs. I like them to be soft so that it's easier and quicker for everything to come together. So I have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese and then 2 sticks of unsalted butter. And that's just gonna go in with the whisk attachment until that gets nice and fluffy and comes together. I let this go for 3 to 4 minutes and I gradually increased speed. So I started on low so that the butter sticks didn't pop out of the bowl at me because sometimes that happens. And then I went to medium and then I went to high. And then you get this kind of lighter color, nice fluffy consistency. So already looking really good. And then it's just going to get fluffier and fluffier with the addition of the confectioner's sugar. So we're going to go slowly, add a little bit at a time and keep it on low. I'm gonna actually open it so I can get a good amount in there. And if you want to use a spoon, that's probably the smarter way to go. And then just on slow until that comes together and then just gradually add more. And this is 6 cups of confectioner's sugar. So you can do up to 8. I like 6. I find it gets this like silky texture with 6, but if you want it a little bit thicker, you can do 8 cups as well. I'm going to scrape down the bowl before I add a pinch of salt and a tablespoon of vanilla. I made such a mess. Don't record me doing this. I mean, all right, now that that's nicely mixed, I scraped down the sides. I got the bottom. There was some powdered sugar down there. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and just a pinch of salt. So literally one, that's plenty. Just to play up on the flavors. I just think everything's better with a little pinch of salt. Slowly mix until the vanilla gets in there and then just put it on high for like 15 seconds. And that's as simple as that. It just gets this like silky texture. And what I like about 6 cups of the confectioner sugar versus 8, it's not as cloyingly sweet. So you get more of the tanginess from the cream cheese. So as soon as that cake is out of the oven, I'll show you how I ice it and then I'll show you how to decorate it to make it extra Christmassy. Cakes are cooled, girls are in bed, and it's time to decorate. So we're gonna start with a nice long bread knife. And if you don't have a bread knife, a regular, just make sure it's like the longest knife you have in your cabinet. And then you just go around, again, this does not need to be perfect because once it's in the layer cake, no one will know. But you just go towards the middle and then I move the plate in a circle versus really moving the knife because the knife is just going straight through the cake. The cake is nice and soft. And if you just move the plate around, it's going to cut it pretty much right in the center. So just run the knife gently through, and then that's perfect. So I separated it in 2, and then have your other plate ready. And then I'm going to put the flat side down. And then we're going to put some cream cheese frosting on here, and then we'll start building our cake. So I put a nice big heap of this on here. The good thing, we have plenty, so we can really fill those layers. Oh, and I smell the ginger and the cinnamon. It's really such a nice Christmas cake to bring. Just a little bit more in this one corner, and then I think it looks pretty even. So now you can put the next layer on. If it gets stuck to the plate a little, just use your spatula, help you get it off. Be gentle. But the good thing is if it breaks, it doesn't matter because you can stick it back together with cream cheese frosting. Put that layer on and then more cream cheese frosting. This cake is really moist, so you will see that it will pull a little bit at the cake. It's not a big deal at all. Just try to be as gentle as possible. But at the end of the day, when you cut the slice, no one's going to see. Now I have my second layer. I'm going to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to cut it in the center, and then we're going to layer it on top of what I already have. But it's already looking so good. And it's gonna be really nice and tall, so it's like such a standout piece when you bring it over someone's house. So I just got my first layer of frosting on top of the cake. I call this a crumb coat. So this is definitely giving that like naked cake look. If you like this, then you could serve your cake like this. I think it actually looks really pretty. But I'm gonna put this in the fridge for about 20 minutes, just so the frosting gets nice and cold and set. And then I'm gonna put another layer on the top to kind of clean up the top. And then I'm gonna add coconut to the sides for my snow effect. My cake just came out of the fridge. It's been in for about 20 minutes. So now the icing has like a nice little like firmness to it. So we're gonna put on the next coat and it'll look nice and clean and then be ready to decorate. So I've cleaned up the top. If you want to, you can clean up the sides too. I'm not gonna worry about it because to me, there's plenty of frosting on the sides. And I'm gonna put coconut now to be snow all around the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick the coconut on all around the outside to look like snow. And then I'm gonna decorate the top with a Christmas tree. So you just press the coconut lightly into the sides, and then we'll clean up whatever falls. If you don't like coconut or you don't want coconut, you can also just keep it just with the cream cheese frosting. Or what I've done in the past too, if I want it really nutty, I just do another cup of chopped pecans and I put them all around the edges and it looks really pretty like that too. I think the only way to do this really is a little bit messy, but it's the way you ensure that the whole outside gets coated in coconut. Oh, it looks like a little Christmas snowball. It's so cute. Okay, I'm just pulling away some of the coconut from the sides of the plate to clean it up a little. I kind of like the way some of it left around the rim of the plate looks, just because it looks like snowfall. So I'm going to leave it, but I'll take away some of the excess and then I'll go around with the rest and just kind of press it back in and get any parts that I'm missing.
It looks so good.
It's so cute. So I've got my coconut kind of evenly distributed around the cake. I kind of brought it up to the top too to make a little crown. I think it looks super cute. I got this really cool icing. It's just from Target. And then I'm going to put little ornaments on the Christmas tree. And I got this at Target too. They have it all in their Christmas section. And then we'll probably also put some little bows on my Christmas tree that I also found at Target. Our cake is done. I think it looks so cute. I added a couple more bows because I just love them. And I think this looks like a showstopper. This is such a nice thing to bring in to a Christmas party. What's even better is if you pair it with a hot toddy, because what goes better with carrot cake than a nice spiced hot toddy? We are a cocktail family and we have a ton of bar spoons. If you don't have this, a little teaspoon is totally fine. But I'm gonna do 2 bar spoons or 2 little teaspoons of honey, a half an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, 1.5 ounces of your favorite whiskey or bourbon. If I could open it, that would be great. There we go. These little jiggers are the best. And then we're gonna pour the hot water in while we're mixing. So as I'm pouring the hot water in, I'm gonna mix. I'm doing it with my left hand, so don't judge me for my terrible mixing. That smells so good. Add hot water to whiskey and it's just like, I just love the smell of whiskey. Also married to a Scotsman, so that might have something to do with it. For garnish, a cinnamon stick in, and then I just stuck a few cloves into a lemon slice and then split the lemon so it's gonna sit nice on the side of the glass. How cute is that? What a beautiful little cocktail to go with your beautiful cake. Okay, we're gonna cut into this gorgeous cake. It weighs a ton because it's so many layers and it just looks so pretty. And I'm kind of sad to cut into it because I don't want to ruin my tree, but I also really want to eat it. Wow, that looks amazing. Is that not an impressive slice of cake that you just made? Very excited to take a bite of this one. Like, what a good Christmas cake. Oh my God. He's so good with my hot toddy. Cheers. Perfect pairing. Amazing thing to bake for Christmas. Everyone's going to be so impressed. Enjoy.